Alright, right now we are going to explain the architectural feature 4 of this Unbeing House. It's the electrical rewiring system. This is the only one that has 2 colors, but I think I can do it from memory. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, the first thing to be observed about the electrical rewiring system of this house of tortures is that is the main cable that supposedly gives electricity to the house from the main street system, Autoridad de Energía Eléctrica or Luma. It goes there. Well, since here we have the first issue. If the cable will be going to the 2nd floor main electrical system, that is where any main electrical core should be going, it should be going this place. Well, it's going that place. That is not the place in which is supposed in which that cable is supposed to be. Well, the thing doesn't end here. No, it doesn't end here with the electrical issues here. Well, it happens. This one was installed just months ago. Well, the house has a solar system. It's this one. These are the batteries. This is supposedly the main panel. Well, there is an issue here that you will understand quite fast. You have one battery system, you have 2 different switches for the same battery system and the same solar placa solar system, solar panel systems. That is not ordinary at all in any domestic environment. That is ordinary, that is normal. This is the only one that should be here. This one connects with the main electrical panel that is here, the main electrical panel of the house. Well, here they had a window. They demolished it and put this. And if you see the other side of this, it goes to the roof. Why they need 2 cables go to the roof? No idea. But it is not normal. The only thing supposedly they need to charge in the roof, supposedly, is the air conditioner that is there. That fails. They are charging any other thing in the roof that has to take lots of energy, and we know what it is. We are going to show it right now. Well, the fact that they have 2 shutting down systems, the 2 disconnection systems, is already a red flag here. Well, there is another even bigger red flag here. We remember that we let you know, here is a whole underground in situ toxic gas generation system. Well, besides everything that we have already mentioned, you need a lot of energy to have there a gas compressor. This is an important thing to be noticed. Oh, princesa! Sorry, I just me tropecé con la perrita. All right. In order to the gas be distributed to the whole house, and that be done in a controlled way, I mean, you can be in the 1st floor and there won't be toxic gas. There you can be in the 2nd floor, and it will be so toxic gas that you won't be being able to get out. To breathe, you will collapse. At the same time, the progenitors are seeing TV in the 1st floor. Totally fine. I'm just saying a very extreme real experience that happened. The issue had been constated many times. You can be in one space that is totally toxicated and the other will be totally breathable. And they do that deliberately. So you need a gas compressor system, a valves and systems to distribute the gas as is according to your own being enforcement, to your psychosocial imprisonment system. So you need somewhere gas compressors, gas pumps. The fact is, you had never heard anything, absolutely anything in the roof that indicates you there is something weird there. That can have explanations. There can be, I have no idea how it could be, but ChatGPT says it is possible. It will be explained further later. But for now, we'll let you know. Those things that are in the sides of the windows, in the upper sides of the windows, they are absolutely too wide. ChatGPT says they are not exactly for providing shade. They have another function. Among the functions ChatGPT mentions they could have is blocking sounds from the roof, especially if there are fans there. Well, I just let you know, I had never heard anything on the roof, and I asked it how that could be possible, and ChatGPT says, well, if you don't hear absolutely anything of the roof, it's because the gas compressor system must be underground too. So the gas compressor system either is there, and notice the place is there, in a place that will be actually very difficult to hear because there is a very open space there. You won't be near the roof to hear anything there. Or is underground. Both are possible. However it is, something is quite straightforwardly clear. You need a lot of energy to let this pumping system, this toxic gas in situ generation system, the gas compressor system, the pumping system to the rooms, you need a lot of energy to that. That cannot be done simply by switching a little bit of energy from the first floor. You need a whole circuit, electric circuit, only for that. Well, where you are going to have that circuit without anyone seeing it? You guessed right. There. And how we can know that there is something that should not be there? Well, there is a very huge sign, and it's inside of the house. And we're going to show it right now. Gracias, princesa. All right. Stay there, princesa. Hey. Look at this metal column. You see it, right? It covers the whole first and second floor straight to the roof. Guess what? It goes exactly to the spot where the electrical core is going to. It's not going to the core is not going to the second floor main electric system. It's going to that spot. So, just to let you know, these beams are 17 wide. This one is even wider. The first beam there is also wide. Why this is important to be understood? Structurally, assuming that this is an ordinary domestic environment with no weight there, no extra weight there, just roof, this beam, this column that is hollow, es hueca, is not necessary at all architectonically. Structurally, it's not needed. You can perfectly support the whole house and this open space. That is an open space. Who will block an open space with a column in the middle of nowhere? Well, the metal column is there for no reason, at least not structurally, except if there is something very weighty in the roof. That is possible because in this zone, in this particular zone, the beams are way wider. Where if there is something more weighty in that part of the roof, in that zone there, yes, you need this to support the roof. Of course you need it. In that case, yes. But as far as it is known, there is if this is a true domestic environment, there should be no anything weighty there. The issue is not minor. Why? Where the main electrical cables enters to the Unbeing House, to this Unbeing House, is not through where the main electrical panel is. Either this or the second floor right there has the second one. It goes directly to the zone of the roof that is covered architectonically by the mailbox. That the mailbox here, well, that is covered. There is where this column goes, and the electrical wire goes too. That zone is supported by a metal column that is this, that obstructs an open space. That can be very widely seen, as I'm doing this video. Why? So, I mean, if this is not meant to be structurally here, why it is there? Well, I mentioned it is hollow, es hueca. Well, I also mentioned that you need a lot of energy to support this, what is here. Okay, what is happening here? Systems that make, move, or share gases typically need dedicated electrical power for them only. And the loads are big enough that builders often pull a separate electrical feeder, not just a plug-on in the wall, like if this will be, or this. No, they put a whole electrical circuit, a whole electrical feeder for those gas systems that is separated from the main system. So, why this is column is here? Because in the center of this column goes all the electrical wiring that is a separated electrical feeder from the roof through here, through the underground toxic gas in situ generator system. That detail does explain very accurately what the hell is doing that column there. I just show it. It goes straight to the roof, to the ground. There may be something weighty in the roof. We are not denying that because, as we said, these are wider columns. However, the main reason of this column being here is electrical. You have a whole electrical system going down there, a whole electrical circuit, a whole electrical feeder going to that zone here. And guess what? That is a huge building code violation. And a very simple inspection to the roof will be enough to corroborate that. And that will explain why I had never been allowed to go to the roof. Never, absolutely never. And I am quite known for being a roof lover. I had never been allowed to go to the roof. Nor they leave me the stairs to let me able to go to the roof on my own. Just to let you know, I cannot simply choose to go to the roof. They will take the ladders out. So this is the main reason that column is there, and that is how the rewiring electrical system of this Unbeing house works. The electrical system, the main electrical feeding that comes from the street, I will show it right now again. That goes there and distribute powers directly from there to the roof, from the roof to the ground. And that is why that column is there, right? Just to explain a little bit more about the electrical systems, you have here the main floor electrical system. It has abnormalities too. My air conditioner, that is from the second floor, is connected here. That should not happen. My air conditioner should be in the second floor. Also, hi princess. Okay, we'll let you know the main electrical system is going down the street there. We're now let you see. I'm trying to do this in English. We are going to let you see to where the main electrical core should be going, to here. Well, guess what? This also has oxide leakings. It had them through years. That can mean many things. And it's very weird that the lighting of my room, my chamber, my gas chamber room, la iluminación, the lighting, the lights, and the electricity. The breaker is here. The air conditioner breaker is downstairs. We are now checking that we are not forgetting anything. All right, we mentioned it all. This will be the ending of architecture feature for video, the electrical rewiring system.